Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 16 of albums that are 50 years old in 2024. As we look back on the great year of 1974, we're picking our 31 favorites because there's 31 days in the month of January, as always. We picked out our 31 favorites across all genres. Any genre is available to us in these kind of series, right? Today we're going to take a look at the third album from this Italian band. It was released March 1974, produced by Claudio Fabi for Numero Uno Records. I'm talking about L'isola di Niente from Premiata for Nereo Marconi, otherwise known as PFM, the legendary progressive rock band from Italy, one of a handful of Italian progressive rock bands from the early 70s who gained acclaim outside of their country. Le Orme, Banco del Mutuo Soccorso, right? There's a whole bunch of others. If you're a serious prog fan, you know who these bands are. If you're a casual fan, you're going to be like, Premiata who, Pete? PFM? Well, PFM, like I said, to prog rock fans, this is a legendary band. This is a great album. This is probably, their first three albums are easily their best. They have some good albums that would follow this, but to me, the first three is really where it's at with this band. This particular album, L'isola di Niente, means the Isle of Nothing in English. They also, at this time, had this idea that, based on the amount of attention we seem to be getting and seeing as how popular prog is at the time, in the early 70s, it was pretty popular, we should perhaps record some of these songs in English, right? Which they did on the previous record. They released an album on Manticore Records called Photos of Ghosts, which basically took songs from their first two albums and had new lyrics created so they could sing them in English. For me, that doesn't work because you can totally tell it's guys singing who don't have the command of the English language whatsoever. I'd rather hear them singing in their natural tongue. So when it came to doing this album, all right, they also recorded an English version of the album, which became The World Became the World. Right? They hired Peter Sinfield to put together some English lyrics, right? New lyrics, all in English. It's just not quite the same. Not quite the same at all. To really appreciate a band like this, you have to hear them singing in Italian. Italian's such a gorgeous language. I can't speak it, but I love hearing it, right? So, let's talk about who's in the band for this particular album. You got Franco Macida on guitars and lead vocals. You got Flavio Primoli on keyboards and lead vocals, two singers in the band. Mauro Pagani, violin, flute, also backing vocals. Patrick Givas on bass and vocals. And Franz Di Chioco, the great Franz Di Chioco on drums, percussion, and vocals as well. So here we go. Now we get come to the time of the program where Pete gets to try and pronounce Italian song titles. Allergies doing terrible this morning. So the title track, which is nearly 11 minutes long, kicks it off. A great piece, L'isola di Niente. Terrific song. You got on this album, you got great guitars, electric and acoustic. You got, Mellotron and Hammond organ, electric piano, Moog. You got all this stuff. Classic sounding early 70s progressive rock album. Is My Face on Straight comes up next. That's, interestingly enough, on this particular album, the only title in English, right? Over on side 2, you got La Luna Nuova. You have Dolcissima Maria, and Via Lumiere, which is the final track. So, all good stuff. What I like about this album is, on future albums, Chocolate Kings and Jet Lag, they would dive into more kind of jazz rock and fusion territory. You hear a little bit of that here. Some of the pastoralness of the first two albums still there, but not as much. They're moving into a much busier kind of trajectory as far as like compositions goes and the way they arrange their songs, but still a classic sounding PFM record, in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, highlights, definitely the title track, definitely check that out. La Luna Nuova and Via Lumiere are probably my favorites tracks on here, but all really, really good. All really good. It's classic albums. So if you've heard it, let us know what you think down in the comments below. If you haven't, go check it out. This is a very good, I'll hold this up here. So Liciola de Niente. Here, maybe you can see that a little bit better, right? For those of you who like to kind of press that stop button and go type in a title of something. But yeah, a very, 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 very good album from the mighty PFM from Italy. So that is my pick today, pick number 16. Let us know what you think of this down in the comments below. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alerted of all of our content as it posts. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page, our channel donations, our merch page, and our Cameo page. Thank you in advance for all your support there, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Take care, everybody. List your pick below, and we'll see you tomorrow for pick number 17. Tune in tonight in the Prague seat. Of course, it is Mystery Elf album homework assignment night. It should be a fun show. Please tune into that to see what picks we were given to listen to, what were our assignments, and then see us trying to figure out exactly who gave us that assignment that's coming up tonight. Tomorrow is a new album review day. Probably get a couple of them. I've been so busy the last couple of days, I really haven't had a chance to listen to much new stuff, although there is, new stuff kind of trickling, and I do have some things. Hopefully I'll get to one or two of them tomorrow. We've got Friday morning at the Fun House with Martin Popoff. We've got Sunday is album homework assignment. Mr. Craig Kaminsky's coming back. Craig, of course, from the Monsters Den in the Hudson Valley Squares. He and I will be ranking the albums of the great stoner heavy psych band Nebula. Very cool offshoot band from Fu Manchu. Remember Craig and Jim Bakke and I did a album ranking of Fu Manchu, the great legendary Fu Manchu, a number of months ago. So this is kind of like a sequel to that. So Craig and I will be ranking Nebula. Gary Joyce, if you're watching, start studying, man. So here's what we're doing. They have 7 full-length albums, and their debut, it's listed as an EP, but it's over a half hour long, so we're going to include it. So 8 albums in total. 7 full-length studios, the debut EP. That's what's happening on Sunday. Don't miss it. Till then, I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.